Globe Air Freight, Mike. It's a plane back door, 9 o'clock, about 15 feet.
Okay, Nikki. Pick me up in 30 minutes. Fax, come. Come. Forward.
Mr. Longstreet?
You're the one who telephoned?
Yes, I'm about at the end of my rope. 2 of my own men were hurt last week. I have some notes upstairs in my office. To your right.
Fax, right. Forward.
There's a doorway to your left.
Fax, left.
Oh, wait. There's not supposed to be anybody. Well, what are you doing here?
I came to see you, Leonard. You wouldn't say much long distance. Sound a little upset. So I figured I better come and find out why.
Upset? I don't know what you're talking about. If you want a drink, there's one right there.
I haven't got time. Besides, I found out all I really wanted to know. I'm sorry, Leonard. Make it quick. I'll see you in the car.
Fax, right. Right. Forward. Forward. Good boy. Good. Okay, left. 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 Fax, left. Hello? Anybody here? Fax, forward. Left. Left. Pax right. Forward. Forward. Left. Left. Pax forward. 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 Pax right. Forward. All right, left. Left around. Left around. Left. Forward. Pax forward. 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 Forward, Pax. Forward.
Mr. Ames was there. I thought he went home a couple of hours earlier. I guess he had some work to do. Terrible accident.
No, that's not it.
Terrible.
Try the next one.
That's the last one, Mike.
Nothing, huh?
I've got the voices here of everybody that was anywhere near that warehouse the other night. And most of the employees.
All right, Lieutenant, just leave the tapes. I'll go through them myself.
What for? You listened to them 3 times. The guy's voice you heard in that office isn't on them.
Lieutenant, Leonard Ames is dead. Now, just a few hours earlier, a man called me offering to give some information to Mike. We're sure now that man was Ames.
And we're also sure he was murdered.
Okay, but can you prove it? Just those few voices you heard, or a scuffle. Can you testify to anything? The lab boys came up blank. The warehouse, the office, and the elevator. But don't worry, we'll stay with it. The thefts and the murder. If you'd have just called us before this. I'm sorry, Mike.
I'm sorry, too, but that's the way Ames wanted it.
I'll see you to the door, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Don't worry, we'll stay on this. What we need is a Ramos Fizz. Mike, where does Mrs. Kingston keep her limes?
Did you find out anything more about that man, Ames?
There's nothing to find out. He's been with Globe Airlines for nearly 20 years. Air freight manager the past 7. Hard-working and trustworthy.
His funeral was this morning, wasn't it? Nikki?
Mm-hmm.
Did you drop me on your way home?
Sure.
Mike, no one knows you're out there except the airport cop you called. Let's keep it that way. There's nothing more you can do.
Well, I can at least apologize to Ames' widow, can't I? Apologize to her for not being able to save her husband's life.
How did you happen to be there with Leonard?
Well, Mrs. Ames, I'm an insurance investigator. One of my current cases involves air freight thefts.
My husband was very upset about that. Only last week, 2 of his men were hurt. And all those crates of machinery were stolen.
Your husband called the insurance company, said he had some information.
What kind of information?
No, I don't know.
Well, you don't think that he was involved in some way?
Well, I don't know whether he had anything to do with the thefts, Mrs. Ames, but he must have suspected who did. And that's what he never had the chance to tell me.
You mean, wasn't it an accident? What's the matter?
Did your husband use this room often?
Yes.
Did he smoke cigars?
Why, no.
Mrs. Ames, who's been in here lately?
Well, there were all sorts of people in and out. That was Mr. Carlton. But he flew all the way from Los Angeles just to attend Leonard's funeral.
Mr. Carlton, who's he?
Well, an old friend from years ago in the war, I think. Never saw much of each other, as far as I know.
Did he have anything to do with your husband's business? Anything to do with air freight?
I don't know. Mr. Longstreet, I don't know anything about all of this. I mean, Leonard never talked very much about his work. There's nothing I can do.
Mrs. Ames, there is. Because we are not helpless, neither one of us, and I'm going to prove that to you.
My name is Page, Mr. Carlton.
Page.
I appreciate your stopping by. I tried to reach you in L.A. yesterday, and your secretary told us you were going to be in New Orleans today.
Yes, well, I don't get down here very often. As a matter of fact, this is the first time I've been here in months. But I should be back out that airport right about now.
Well, I'll try to make this fast. As you probably know, my company writes insurance for a lot of the carriers you handle freight for all over the country. Well, we're recommending some new security measures we thought you ought to be aware of in light of the increase in losses by theft.
About time somebody did something. See, my customers lose business because of those thefts, and when they lose business, I lose money.
That's enough. That's the man I heard in Ames' office.
You still got that line open in Los Angeles?
You sure, Mike?
I'm sure.
Hello, Gifford. Yeah, he nailed him. Barely opened his mouth. You bet I will. Hold on. Lieutenant Gifford, Mike, he wants to talk to you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hello, Lieutenant.
Mr. Longstreet, I just wanted to tell you we've been keeping an eye on Carlton and his operation for months. Never got to first base. Till now. I just want to say thanks, that's all. And congratulations.
Okay, Lieutenant. Glad to help. Well?
He's the one. It was Mr. Carlton.
Hiya, Duke.
I'm not interrupting, am I?
No. Just solving another theft. It's one slipper that's been gone for a week.
An inside job, huh?
Now, you can't trust anybody. Now, come on, Pax, drop it. Good. That's a little worse for wear, maybe.
Mike, Lieutenant LeBeau heard from L.A. this morning.
About Carlton?
Yes. As soon as we talked to him, Lieutenant Gifford did some checking.
And?
He's already turned up at least 5 people who will swear that Jim Carlton was home in Los Angeles the night Ames was killed.
Well, they're lying, and I can prove it.
Can you? It's just a voice, Mike, and thousands of people smoke cigars.
You mean they're not going to arrest Carlton?
Mike, you've given him the best lead they've ever had. They'll get Carlton sooner or later.
In the meantime, he gets away with murder.
Mike, the man has an alibi. No one but you can place him there, and you can't prove it.
Hi. Good.
Hi, Nicky. Nicky?
Yeah?
Go and pack a bag, will you?
What?
Where are you going?
I'm going to see a man about a murder.
careful of the step.
Okay.
Don't watch it.
Darned ankle. It's the last time.
Until next time.
This way, Mr. Bell.
Now, honey, when you registered, were there any messages for it?
Well, why ask, darling? Who even knows we're in Los Angeles?
That's right.
Here we are. Can I give you a hand, sir?
No, thank you. I can manage. You know, this is a beautiful room.
Yes, it is. It's lovely.
How did you sprain it, anyway? Skiing?
No, skydiving.
Really? Man, that's something I've always wondered.
No, she's just joking. I fell off a bar stool.
Shall I hang these up for you, sir?
No, thanks. We can manage. Just leave them there.
Okay. Here, let me fix this for you.
The television.
Ah, yes, thank you. I tell you, my wife, she's very fussy about television.
Oh, I think that has a little too much red in it. Don't you, dear?
Well, no, I don't know. Looks pretty good to me. Well, thanks very much. That's all the help we'll be needing.
Oh, you need some change, don't you?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot. See, there you go.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy your stay.
We will. Thanks again.
It won't work, Mike. You can't get away with it.
I got past him, didn't I? I made it through the lobby. Now, come on, Nicky, show me around here. I want to know this place inside out.
If I had any idea what you were thinking of when you rushed me onto that plane.
I haven't got it all worked out myself, but I'm working on it. All right, now, Nicky, where's the bedroom?
No, straight ahead about 20 feet.
20 feet, huh? Okay, I'll tell you what. You flip a coin. The loser gets the couch.
I thought you wanted to talk to Lieutenant Gifford, light a fire under him, you said.
That's right, and I will.
But why all this?
Nicky, suppose I could convince just one person, for maybe just a couple of minutes, that I could be a real witness, an eyewitness.
One person?
Jim Carlton. Nicky, what's going on out there? Where is he? Let me talk to Mike.
I'm sorry, Duke. He's busy right now. But he wants you to see Mrs. Ames and tell her the whole truth about what he really heard that night in her husband's office, about who he heard. Because Mike may need her cooperation.
I'm not going to do anything until you explain. Now, cooperation for what?
Mike says to tell you he's just following up on one or two things, that's all. But, Duke, please, go see Mrs. Ames right away because Mike wants you to be there when he calls her. No, so she'll understand why he needs her help, so she won't be alarmed.
Alarmed? Nicky, what is going on?
Nicky, let me have that phone, will you? Duke, just do it, will you? I don't have time to explain. All I want Mrs. Ames to do is to verify that a man named Bell is an old family friend. And I'll call her house in about an hour. Of course that's all I'm up to. Look, Duke, just trust me, will you, please? Okay. All right, thanks.
Trust you. If Duke had any idea what you're really up
Nicky,
to...
look at this. Getting pretty good, huh?
No, you're not. Your attitude is wrong. I mean, it's right for you, but anybody would notice, Mike. You listen all the time.
Well, then I'll break the habit.
No, I mean, you look like you're listening. And there, the way you feel everything with your feet, your whole body. Mike, you just can't help it. You look like you're moving in glass.
Well, then I'll break the glass.
Oh, you're just pretending to yourself. You're playing a game.
Nicky, if it doesn't work, there's nothing to lose, is there?
But what if it does work? Oh, here they are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there too much water, Mr. Bell?
Well, it looks a little light to me. Let's trade, okay?
All right. Yeah, let me see now. This is perfect.
Do you mind signing this, please? I go off duty in a few minutes.
Oh, get me some change, would you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's $7, Mike. I hope I'm gonna make it through this.
You'll make it.
There's Mr. Bell over there.
Thank you.
And she's coming back now.
Here you go.
Thank you. You go ahead and keep the change.
Thank you. Good night.
Night.
5 and 5 ones. How did you know?
The odds are in my favor.
Hello?
Are you looking for somebody?
My name is Gifford. We spoke on the phone once, remember?
Oh, yes, I do. Won't you join us?
Thank you.
I gather you got my message, Lieutenant.
Well, I get lots of messages, Mr. Bell. Some of your friends in New Orleans seem to be getting a little upset about you.
They're not the only ones.
Now, there's no reason for anybody to get upset. This is just a little experiment.
You mean you didn't confide in them because you didn't want someone blowing the whistle on you? Telling us to put you in a straitjacket?
Look, Lieutenant, as I understand it, you've been after this man, Carlton, for some time now. But so far, you haven't been able to get anything on him. You told me on the phone this is as close as you've been.
That's not your problem.
Well, maybe it is, because maybe I could scare him into motion for you.
Motion?
That's right. Then maybe you could nail him. All it would take would be one move on his part.
Mr. Longstreet, I'm sorry. I know you'd like to be able to help, but this man's big. He's tough. I've got to be able to build a solid case against him. Now, I think you're crazy if you think this act of yours is going to...
Telephone, Mr. Bell.
Oh, thank you. Nikki.
Okay. Excuse me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, this is Mrs. Bell. Yes, of course. Well, yes, I'll tell him. Mike, it was a woman, Mr. Carlton's private secretary.
Who?
She said she'll drop by and see you on her way home. She'll be here in 10 minutes.
As Lieutenant, you see, I sent a letter over to Carlton's office this afternoon by messenger. Apparently it got results. You better get out of here while I try and figure out how to handle this. Stop worrying. I may fall flat on my face right now.
Or you may end up as a candidate for a murder.
I'm sorry I kept you waiting in the lobby. When you called, I thought Mike was in the bar or the coffee shop. If he's not back in the room by now, I don't know where he could have gone. Mike? Mike, are you here?
Yeah, hey, out here. I saw that you were trapped by that crazy couple from Texas, so I figured I'd come out here and give the old ankle a rest.
Well, there's someone here to see you. A Miss Cooper. She works for Mr. Carlton. She's wearing blue.
Oh, listen, I'm sorry. Just a minute, I'll come inside.
No, please don't get up, Mr. Bell. I'll only stay a minute.
Oh, okay, thanks. Well, how do you do, Miss Cooper? Won't you sit down? Make yourself at home?
Your wife's been telling me about your accident.
It's nothing serious. It's just it's kind of a nuisance.
You enjoy skiing?
No, not anymore, I don't. You know, Miss Cooper, when I sent that letter to Mr. Carlton, I never expected such a quick response. I mean, at this hour of the night. Wouldn't you like something to drink?
Yes, some coffee, maybe.
No, thank you. We often work quite late, Mr. Bell, and your letter sounded rather urgent. Besides, you and Mr. Carlton have a mutual friend, I understand.
Well, yes, we had. Leonard Ames in New Orleans. He died, you know, just last week.
Yes, I heard. I'm sorry. And you're looking for, some sort of job now, I gather.
Yeah. You see, Mr. Ames, he promised he'd introduce me to Mr. Carlton. But, of course, he never got the chance. You see, I've been in Alaska for some time, and I had my own business up there, freight hauling outfit. I just sold out. I've got a lot of experience, just that I've been out of the country for such a long time.
He never lights mine for me either, Miss Cooper.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just a second. I think I've got a lighter here. Yeah, here we go. There you are.
Thank you. I brought some forms for you to fill out, all that information. If you care to glance over it, perhaps I could answer any questions you might have.
No, that won't be necessary. You see, I filled out a prospectus this afternoon. Honey, I think it's in the top drawer of the desk there.
Oh, okay.
I think you'll find everything's in there, my background, my experience. I mean, Miss Cooper, I know I'm imposing. Mr. Carlton, he doesn't know me from Adam, but, well, I just thought that even though Mr. Ames never had a chance to recommend me in person...
I'm sure Mr. Carlton already knows what Mr. Ames would have said about you.
Oh, he does?
He called Mrs. Ames long distance.
Oh, I see.
She seems to think you're a very unusual man, Mr. Bell. Capable of almost anything. Well, I'm sure we'll be getting in touch soon. Whenever your ankle is well enough for you to go out, I'll arrange an appointment.
Miss Cooper. It's like I said in that letter. The doctor won't let me out of the hotel here for a couple of days. Sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's like Mr. Ames said to me the last time I saw him.
When was that, Mr. Bell?
Well, that was the very same night he had his accident. I was with him just before it happened, I guess. He was telling me some personal things about him and Mr. Carlton. He left for a minute, and then, well, that's kind of a sad story. I don't want to bother you with it. Thanks for coming by, Miss Cooper, and by the way, you should always wear blue. It's my favorite color.
Good night.
Oh, aren't you clever? Just because I told you she was wearing blue.
At least they didn't send a hood to check me out.
That's what you think. She has eyes like a rattlesnake.
So what, Nikki? I passed, didn't I? This is going to work. This is really going to work.
The next person he sends won't be any woman.
Oh, of course not. Because now I know I can do it. I stay in these rooms. We keep practicing. I can wear my dark glasses out there in the patio during the day. Because, Nikki, the next person who comes here is going to be Carlton himself. You want to bet?
Well, what are you doing about it? And what did this woman say to him?
Well, apparently Carlton sent her over to check him out, and he pulled it off.
Well, at least he thinks he did, but that doesn't mean he's going to fool anybody else.
Well, now, look, Mr. Page, I promised to keep you posted, but...
You don't know Mike. He'll move faster than you think and a lot harder.
Page, maybe I don't know Longstreet, but I do know Carlton. And I'm not going to blow my chances of a case by tipping any police connection with your friend. Is that clear? Well, by now, Carlton's got maybe a dozen men watching him. That's what I mean.
Nikki, let me have a paper, will you?
Here. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Mike, the paper's upside down.
Oh.
Oh, it's more coffee. Put it right over there.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened to the other waiter?
He's busy.
Oh, honey, you should see this ad here. There's a woman down in Malibu who has 17 puppies.
I'll be back in a few minutes for those dishes, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, sure. That'll be fine. Thank you.
He's gone.
You sound particularly relieved.
You know, if Mr. Carlton really wanted to check you out...
Yes, I know.
How many puppies?
17. Yeah, okay. Hello? Yes, speaking. Uh-huh, I see. Well, I tell you, I know it's a nuisance, but the doctor says I've been walking around a little too much on the leg, and he... Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Well, sure. No problem at all. All right away.
Mr. Carlton, he's coming here?
No. He wants me to meet him downstairs in the bar. Alone.
Oh, hey, sorry.
That's all right.
Didn't hurt you, did I?
No, not at all.
You got a sprained ankle there? Here,
Yeah.
I'll move out of the traffic.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure sorry.
Mike, please let me call the lieutenant.
Why, Nicky? I got a pretty good feel of that room last night, didn't I?
Yeah. Okay, here we are.
All right, you go in there and take a look around like you're supposed to meet somebody. See if anything's out of place. Chairs, tables, anything that's different.
Okay. It's pretty dark in there, Mike. I couldn't see very much. The only man sitting alone is at a table at the end of the piano bar. There's a different bartender on duty cleaning glasses and a different waitress.
All right, Nicky. See, last night I counted about 5 steps from the edge of the carpet to the drapes.
That's right. Now go 4 steps past the drapes. He's 3 o'clock at the end of the piano bar.
End of the piano bar, okay. Look, Nicky, relax, will you? You may just see right through me and laugh in my face, and that'll be the end of it.
Oh, Mike, don't con me. If he thinks you can see, he may try to kill you. If he discovers you're blind, he'll find out who you really are, and he may try to kill you. It's the lady or the tiger.
All right, Nicky. No more con.
Mike, your glasses.
Hello there, Mr. Carlton.
I figured it'd be a little quieter in here than the coffee shop. Sit down.
Yes, thank you.
You want some coffee or something?
No, thanks. Darn foot.
Tell me, how'd you recognize me? We never met before, have we?
Well, no, we haven't, but, well, I saw you once before in New Orleans, and your picture's been in the paper.
New Orleans, huh?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Last week.
Oh. I wasn't in New Orleans.
Let's see, it was Thursday. That's right, Thursday night. Of course, I only saw you for a minute. You were getting out of your car in front of the air freight offices. And you were with 2 men. And yes, you were smoking a cigar, like you are now.
What were you doing there?
Me? I was looking for work. Mr. Ames said he might have a job for me.
What kind of a job?
Oh, something to do with freight. That's your line of business, isn't it?
Yeah, it's part of it. You, talked to Ames that night?
Yes, I talked to him briefly, then I went back to the hotel, and, well, it wasn't until the next day that I found out he'd been... Well, I mean that he died.
All right, Bill. What do you want?
All I want is a job, that's all. You know, I don't know if you've had a chance to look over my prospectus.
Who you been talking to?
About what?
About seeing me in New Orleans.
No one. You know, to tell you the truth, I felt kind of bad. I mean, I just didn't want people to know that if maybe I just stayed around there a couple more minutes, Mr. Ames, he might not be dead.
Well, don't blame yourself for that. Ames just had an accident, that's all. You couldn't have stopped it. But let's get one thing straight, huh? I wasn't in New Orleans. I was here in Los Angeles that night. I went to New Orleans for Ames's funeral.
Well, of course, I could be mistaken. Under certain circumstances.
Just what kind of a job are you expecting?
Well, I was thinking about something in management, maybe. Something that pays as much money as possible, if you know what I mean.
That figures. All right, Belle. I'll see what I can do. Meet me at the office. I've got a job for you to do.
All right, you did it for 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes, Nicky, I felt like a whole human being. I could see how shook he was.
Now what?
Well, now I have to alert Lieutenant Gifford. You gotta start packing.
Packing?
That's right. There's a plane leaving for New Orleans in the morning, and you're going to be on it.
Why? In case he decides to kill 2 birds with 1 stone?
From here on in, it's Lieutenant Gifford's job to catch whatever move Carlton might make. I'll be all right.
Mike, I won't go away and...
Of course, Carlton may decide to play it cool, go along with that job thing. That might mean a couple more days of watching and waiting.
And maybe he won't. Bribing you wouldn't eliminate you. You'd always be a threat to him, so he has to try to kill you, doesn't he?
I certainly hope so.
Okay?
Just a second, Nicky. Okay.
Oh, hello, Miss Cooper. How nice to see you. Come in.
Thank you. I was in the neighborhood doing some shopping. I hope you'll forgive me for barging in on you.
Oh,
like
not
this.
at all. Good morning, Miss Cooper.
No, please. Mr. Carlton just wanted me to deliver a message. He'd like to meet with you. He'll be sending a car in an hour.
Well, that's great.
Mike, your ankle.
Oh, no, it'll be fine, Nicky. I'll be all right.
In the meantime, since you're apparently going to be a member of the Carlton family, perhaps your wife and I could get better acquainted. You free for lunch?
Well,
Oh, that's a good idea. You two run along.
Oh, all right. See you later.
Yeah, I'll see you, Nicky. And thanks, Miss Cooper.
Not at all.
Yes, Lieutenant Gifford, please. Lieutenant, Mike Longstreet. Yes, Carlton's sending a car for me in an hour. That's right. Yes, well, I'm counting on that. All right, thanks. Goodbye. Who is it?
Waiter, sir.
Just a minute. There you go. Come on in.
Thank you.
Have you and Mr. Bell been married long?
Oh, 2 years.
You seem very happy.
Yes, we have been. Have you worked for Mr. Carlton long?
6 years. He's a very compelling man.
So I understand.
There's a call for you, Mrs. Bell.
Oh, will you excuse me? Hello?
Mrs. Gifford, where is he?
Mike? I left him in the suite.
He's gone. He called, said Carlton was going to send for him in about an hour. I called back. Mike's gone.
Well, I'm in the bar with Carlton's secretary now. They must have wanted to separate us deliberately. What can we do?
Stay put.
I forgot my appointment at the beauty shop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Shall we order? So he's been between jobs for a while. I hope everything works out with Mr. Carlton.
Well, you girls are in luck. 2 free drinks coming up.
Now, wait a minute.
Police, Miss Cooper. Looks like you and your boss are in trouble. Real trouble. Where's this lady's husband?
Get him out of there, Fred. He's still a little punchy. Maybe you hit him too hard.
Doesn't matter much now, does it? Come on, mister. You'll be late for your appointment. Okay, pal. Keep walking. What's the matter? You blind?
He is blind.
What do we do now, Vic?
Call Carlton. Operator 273-5711, please. Carlton? The guy can't see, he's blind.
What'd he say?
He said kill him.
I can shoot you right now. Or you can stall it by taking a walk.
Straight ahead. And down that ramp.
Okay, Nick.
Miss Cooper talked, and she had a lot to say. They're picking up Mr. Carlton.
There's that coach. Come on, boy. Where are you? That's it. How are you?
Longstreet.
Hello, Mrs. Kingston.
Oh,
How are
let
you?
me get that. You got home too soon. I was cleaning house, and I just hadn't gotten everything back
Now,
in place yet.
that's all right, Mrs. Kay. You just forget it. Tonight, we're going to have some nice shrimp curry. I want you to get over to the French market right away. Duke. Yes, I forgot. I have something for you, too, here.
Oh? What is it?
My expenses.
You gotta be kidding.
No.
Well, what's this little item right here? Broken glass.
In one way or another, we all have some glass to break. To the kitchen, Mr. Longstreet. We have a menu to discuss.
That's right. Leave us with you.